My mom was born 1931, and she used to work at the pilchard processing plant here. And when the pilchards came in, the boats come in with the pilchards, they had to process it like immediately. It could be any time during the night or day. And she said oftentimes you'd hear this loud siren. That was their sign to come to work. So they just jump out of bed and walk over here and start working on the processing plant, processing the pilchards. And she said she used to get paid 25 cents an hour doing that. And she said she was about between 10 and 12 years old.
Yeah, it provided some employment. I remember when I don't know how old I was, maybe 17, 16. I worked in that little red building that used to be there, where they did fish meal. They were about, I don't know how heavy those bags were. We'd be loading them in, a boat would dock there, and they'd haul it would, and I'd be down in the hole there, stacking up underneath.
Yeah. When I moved here, we all worked. That's the fish plant right there, and the ice house. And we would work as kids till midnight. My dad would be down there trying to chase us home, and we're just covered in fish. I used to deliver oil, and they would call you. Didn't matter what. If you needed to deliver oil, you get 45-gallon drum. You fill it up. You had a hand pump. We go to their place, and I used to do this before we got the school boat in the morning to go to school, and pouring rain, whatever, and then you'd be in a hurry, so sometimes you would leave the tank lid off. That was big trouble, because you had to go back the next day and drain the whole system, the whole line, and fill it back up again. There was so much big fish and some really good fishermen in those days, and they'd fill that up and have to get trucks to come and haul it away as soon as possible. And like I said earlier, we just put ice on it, covered it in ice the best you could, but on a hot day like today, it was melting. You could just see it dripping down the sides of the truck. And
in 1990, we unloaded 50 million pounds product in here.
Wow.
In this plant. We work 24/7. I have a 34 employee. We work around the clock.
Wow.
We ship at seven trucks for processing to Astoria, Oregon.
Somewhere.
After work, like I go visit my wife in the office. She say, "Phew, you stink."
Yeah.
I said, "Darling, this is money."
Yes, smell of money.
This
yeah.
is money.
That's for sure. Yep.
All the
Jalna.
Jalna belonged to my late uncle, Alec McCarthy. They built a little covering on the outside of his boat on deck,
Yeah.
where we'd be all right until we got across the 52 steps. Then we'd have to walk from there up to the school, rain or shine. So we only had the covering from the reserve to the 52 steps, and then you're in the rain all the way from there. I don't remember us complaining about it at all. Maybe we were such good kids we didn't have to complain. But he picked up not only us, but he'd pick up the Canner kids, I think from Hilliers, I think, in the cross.
One thing I remember is the boat would come this way. Somebody was always late, and you'd be running down the dock to sliding and slipping and sliding. But so what they did, they started honking the horn. Lots of times going past our house, they'd start honking the horn to say, "Terran boys, get to school here."